The things you throw away every day can actually replace spices in your kitchen. I used to throw away all the garlic peels and stems until I tried this method. With just one simple step, you can use them for a long time. Let's take a look. Before starting the preparation steps, I selected fresh garlic cloves with firm kernels like these. I separated the garlic into individual cloves like this. Handling them gently so they wouldn't get bruised. Then I cut off the tough stem of each clove. At this point, the garlic peel came off very easily. I just peeled them gently, and it was done without much effort. I continued doing this until I used all the garlic I needed. And that was it. In just a few minutes, I had a plate full of peeled garlic. As for the garlic peels, many people consider them just waste. But in reality, they still have a mild, natural aroma, so I usually keep them all. And this is how I use them daily. I wash the garlic peels because they often have quite a bit of dirt on the outside. I usually add a little salt and a little flour to the water to increase the cleaning effect and help disinfect them. Actually, although the garlic peels are thin, they still retain a very distinctive aroma. Their smell isn't as strong as the garlic cloves. Instead, it's a lighter, milder, and more pleasant aroma. I wash the garlic peels 1 or 2 more times with clean water to ensure they are completely clean. After washing, I let them drain in a colander. I spread the garlic peels out so they dry faster. Next, I put them in the microwave, spreading them thinly in an even layer so they would dry faster and more evenly. I dried them at 200 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes. I did this slowly so the garlic peels would dry naturally and become slightly crispy. There's no need to over-dry them. Halfway through the drying time, I took them out to check. At this point, the garlic peels had started to shrink and were a little drier than before. I gently stirred them, then put them back in to dry evenly and become crispier. I continued drying them for the remaining time. Okay, let's take them out and see the result. The garlic peels are now evenly dried and slightly crispy. They are no longer damp to the touch. I put the dried garlic peels into a blender and ground them into a fine powder for easier. And that's it. Now I have a batch of dried garlic peel powder with a light aroma and very convenient to use whenever needed. I sifted the powder again to make it finer and more even. You can see the powder is very fine and has a light, pleasant aroma. I store the garlic peel powder in a glass jar or spice container for later use. Then, I seal the lid tightly, and that's it. With just a few simple steps, I have garlic peel powder ready to use. I usually store it in a dry, airy place to preserve its aroma and prevent it from getting damp. It's just garlic peel, but it has quite a few uses if you utilize them properly. When cooking, you can add it to broths or stews to create a light, natural aroma. I often use it as a seasoning to sprinkle on stir-fries, grilled dishes, or mix it in. It's very convenient. I especially like sprinkling it on potatoes like this. It tastes delicious. What was once considered waste has now become a mild, aromatic spice that is very useful in the kitchen. Next, I'll guide you on how to pickle garlic, simply so you can use it for a long time while still preserving its delicious flavor. I'll prepare some chili peppers to enhance the flavor. I'll cut off the stems of the chili peppers, then leave them whole or cut them in half as desired. The chili peppers will give the pickled garlic a mild spiciness, making it more flavorful when eaten with other ingredients. Then I'll prepare a clean, dry glass jar. Using a glass jar will help preserve the garlic better and won't affect its flavor. Next, I'll put the garlic into the jar. Note that you shouldn't fill it too full. Leave about 4 to 5 centimeters from the rim to allow space for the pickling liquid and prevent spillage when you close the lid. After adding the garlic, I'll add the prepared chili peppers. Adding the chili peppers will enhance the aroma and give the mixture a mild, pleasant spiciness. Finally, I'll pour vinegar over the garlic and chili peppers until they are completely submerged. Then seal the lid tightly to prevent air from getting in. Afterward, store the jar of pickled garlic in a cool, dry place. After some time, the garlic will gradually absorb the vinegar, develop a slightly sour taste, become crispy, and be very convenient to use with many dishes. This is a simple but very useful tip, helping you always have pickled garlic readily available at home for when needed. Next, I'll show you an even simpler and faster way to pickle garlic, perfect for those who don't want to spend a lot of time on preparation. First, put the peeled garlic into a blender. Then, blend it until smooth. You don't need to blend it too finely, just mince the garlic. This will allow it to absorb the vinegar faster and be easier to use. Once blended, put all the garlic directly into a prepared glass jar. Then, pour in enough vinegar to completely cover the garlic. Next, seal the jar tightly to prevent air from entering, ensuring better preservation. Finally, place the jar in a cool, dry place. After a while, the garlic will develop a fragrant aroma, a slightly sour taste, and can be used immediately when needed. This method is very convenient because the garlic is already minced. You only need to take out a small amount each time you use it without having to chop or crush it again. A simple trick that can save a lot of time in your daily cooking. The video ends here. If you have any comments, please leave them below. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a like. Don't forget to share it with your family and friends. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Goodbye. See you in the next video.